please. My name is Dr. Michael Stewart, and I serve as the Associate Vice President for Student Affairs here at Middle Georgia State University. As we prepare to begin our ceremony this afternoon, we ask your assistance in ensuring that the family member or friend you are here to see gets the recognition that they have earned. The graduation procession will begin in a few moments and will be televised on the screens to my left and right. Any guests not already seated at that time will be asked to remain where they are until the procession has concluded. At that time, guests will be allowed to go to their seats. We do request that guests remain in their seats during the procession. A video recording will be available for you to share on our YouTube channel. Also, professional photographers are capturing still shots of your loved ones as they make their way into the venue. During the ceremony, all of our graduates look forward to hearing their name called as they cross the stage. So we do ask that you please limit your celebrations and hold your applause until the end. Then our provost will invite you to join him in offering our heartfelt congratulations to all of our graduates. On a related note, although we believe that all of our graduates are important, honor graduates who are receiving bachelor's degrees are recognized with a Latin phrase given after the reading of their name. Those who graduate cum laude, which means with honor, earned a grade point average of between 3.5 and 3.7. Those who graduate magna cum laude, which means with great honor, earned a grade point average of between 3.7 and 3.9. And those who graduate summa cum laude, or with highest honor, earned a grade point average of between 3.9 and 4.0. As a final sound-related request, we do ask that you check to see that you've silenced your cell phones. Last, we request that when the ceremony ends, you exit the building promptly and proceed outside to continue the celebration with your guests. In the unlikely event of an emergency or evacuation during today's ceremony, we will ask you to move calmly to designated exits as we work to communicate further instructions. So, with those preliminaries out of the way, we invite you to enjoy the fall commencement ceremony for Middle Georgia State University.
Please be seated. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Dr. David Jenks, Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs at Middle Georgia State University. It is an honor to welcome you to campus today. President Blake and I join with MGA faculty and staff, along with parents, relatives, friends, guests, and dignitaries, to celebrate our fall 2024 graduating class. We extend our appreciation to all who have been involved in planning and preparing for today's ceremony. Their efforts have made it a day to remember. Today is truly special as we celebrate the achievements of our graduates. To celebrate their accomplishments, we host 3 commencement ceremonies on campus today, with one more taking place tomorrow. These smaller ceremonies provide a personalized experience, ensuring that graduates can celebrate their achievements in a way that is both meaningful and memorable. As we gather in celebration, it is also important to acknowledge the challenges and losses we've faced this year. I ask that we take a moment to pause and remember those who are not here with us today. If you direct your attention to the stage, you will see an empty chair draped in a black cloth. This chair represents the absence of our beloved students, staff members, and faculty members who have passed away over the year. May their legacy inspire us to continue to make a positive impact and to cherish every moment with those that we love. Please join me in a moment of silence to honor their memory. Thank you. Today, we celebrate commencement, a new beginning. For graduates, that may mean moving away from an area of comfort, leaving the spaces of learning, and possibly parting ways with close friends. This commencement marks the beginning of a new pattern of life, a new schedule, and a new set of responsibilities. However, before they move on, let us all enjoy this commencement ceremony and celebrate what has been accomplished. Let's take a moment to specifically recognize just how far all of our graduation candidates have come, while so much in life has changed over the course of their studies. Graduates, if you're the first in your family to graduate, please stand and remain standing. If you are a parent while being a student, please stand and remain standing. If you are or have been a first responder while being a student, please stand and remain standing. If you're active duty, an armed forces veteran, or in a military family, please stand and remain standing. If you had to work full-time or part-time, or are a student athlete while taking courses, please stand and remain standing. If you're proud of all the work you've done and are ready to receive your diploma, please stand and remain standing. Ladies and gentlemen, the fall 2024 class of Middle Georgia State University. Candidates, you've received a great deal of help getting to this point. This support has come from many people in your life, including your family, friends, possibly donors of a scholarship, and members of the Middle Georgia State University community. Now let's take time to appreciate those who helped you all get here today. Faculty members, please stand and remain standing. The faculty at Middle Georgia State University has certified that all candidates have completed the requirements for their respective degrees. Their continuous support and dedication to higher education enables us all to be here today. Join me in thanking them with a round of applause. Candidates, there may have been some others who helped you on your way. Parents, please stand and remain standing. Grandparents, please stand and remain standing. Spouses and children, please stand and remain standing. Siblings, extended family, partners, and friends, please stand and remain standing. Candidates, Take a moment to look around. Find your people. Think about those who couldn't be here today. Join me in another round of applause to honor those who helped you attain your goal of becoming a university graduate. And now, since we're all on our feet, please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem by Vincent Perez Sanchez, a major in our music program.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in there, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Vincent. Please be seated, everyone. Candidates, as you reflect on your educational journey here at Middle Georgia State University, it's important to recognize the significant impact that donors have had on your experience. Please welcome Nancy White, the Executive Director of the Foundation and Vice President for Advancement, who will give greetings on behalf of the Foundation. Nancy?
Good afternoon. I'm delighted to be here today to celebrate the incredible journey of our MGA graduates. The MGA Foundation was established to raise private funds dedicated to supporting our students on their path to graduation, and we take immense pride in your achievements. Thanks to the generous contributions to our foundation, many graduates here today have received scholarships and emergency assistance. Every MGA graduate has benefited from the Foundation's support, enhancing their classroom experiences and campus programs. As you embark on your next chapter, we encourage you to remain engaged as a proud alumni throughout your careers. Today, you join a vibrant alumni association of over 43,000 members worldwide. Your ongoing connection to our alumni family will help strengthen MGA as a university. Congratulations on this significant milestone, and go Knights.
Thank you, Nancy. At fall commencement, the student speaker is not a member of the graduating class, but rather the president of the Student Government Association, bringing you greetings on behalf of the students who will follow in our graduates' footsteps. Matthew Swanson, a Tallahassee, Florida native, is our SGA president here at MGA, majoring in aviation science and management with a concentration in flight. As president, Swanson hopes to enhance student engagement, improve communication between student leaders and university administration, and drive campus improvements. His vision to empower student leaders and establish a lasting framework for student success. While at MGA, he has embraced additional roles such as resident assistant, writing center consultant, where he has gained insights into student life and academics. He credits his success to the support of his family and friends, who have encouraged his ambitions and celebrated his achievements. As SGA president, Swanson is committed to leaving a legacy of meaningful engagement and lasting improvements for the MGA community. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Matthew Swanson.
Good afternoon and congratulations, class of 2024. I know that each of you have worked incredibly hard over a number of years to get here. I know it hasn't always been easy, but I hope your time at Middle Georgia State University has been rewarding. Regardless of what your plans following graduation are, I want you to be curious. I cannot begin to describe how many times asking a question has led to me having an opportunity that I otherwise would not have had. As much as curiosity can lead to increasing knowledge in the conventional sense, it also demonstrates initiative and investment in the person you are speaking with. You never know where one simple, polite question might lead, so take the leap and be curious. As someone who believes strongly in giving credit where credit is due, I encourage you to find someone, hopefully several people, who supported you through your journey, and at some point today, thank them. It could be a parent, sibling, family member, close friend, faculty or staff member, or someone else entirely. We cannot go through life alone. At some point, we all need someone to help us. It is important to give them credit when we succeed. Class of 2024, it has been an honor and a pleasure having the opportunity to serve you this semester as your student government president. As you prepare to finally close this college chapter and embrace the unknown with confidence, I want you to remember that you are prepared for this. While failure and setbacks are a part of life, it is your response that defines who you are. In whatever you face, stay true to yourself and to your values. Improvise, adapt, overcome. Your time here has prepared you to fully embrace the future, whatever it may hold, and carry on with curiosity, gratitude, and determination. Congratulations, class of 2024. Savor this moment and enjoy your celebrations. Graduation is no small achievement, and I know many people are proud of you. I hope you are proud of yourselves. Now, as you set off through your next chapter, I wish you the best in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew, and good afternoon. My name is Christopher Blake. I have the honor of serving as the president of Middle Georgia State University, and it is my pleasure at this point in our program to introduce our fall 2024 commencement speaker. Ms. Jessica Walden is president and CEO of the Greater Macon Chamber of Commerce, where she serves as a key representative and advocate for local business. She promotes Macon, Georgia as the best community for business and directs activities, programming, and advocacy that support the Chamber as the voice of business. Now, she began this role in 2022 after serving as a business and leadership advisor for the University of Georgia. Her 24-year career in community and economic development includes the College Hill Corridor Revitalization Initiative that leveraged over $200 million of investment into some of Macon's most historic neighborhoods. Born to a family synonymous with Southern music, Walden continues that legacy through the Music History Tour, Rock Candy Tours that she founded with her husband, Jamie Weatherford, in 2011. Walden is a certified economic development planner through the International Economic Development Council in entrepreneur-led economic development. She's the first in Georgia to hold this certification that focuses on building communities centered on entrepreneurship and small business creation, sustainability, and growth. Walden is a 2009 graduate of Leadership Macon and a 2013 graduate of Leadership Georgia, where she served as a trustee and program chair. Please welcome our commencement speaker and our friend, Miss Jessica Walden. Jessica.
Well, good afternoon, President Blake, faculty, staff, student body, soon to be alumni. It is an honor to be your commencement speaker today. Let me just start by saying we refuse to use the word networking at the Greater Macon Chamber of Commerce. I hear because it's because young people don't always like that word. And personally, I don't either. We've all heard the age-old adage, your network is your net worth, but I don't prescribe to that either. You heard Matthew talk about curiosity. I'm now going to talk about connection. And that's what I prefer to say. It's connection that makes us healthy human beings. So let's talk about connection. The Greater Macon Chamber of Commerce is Macon-Bibb's most significant organized business community. We've been here since 1885, serving as the voice of our business community. What that means is we're in the business of connection. Our mission is to connect, to educate, to advocate, and accelerate when it comes to our businesses. And we represent nearly 800 businesses, from our biggest industries here in Macon-Bibb to the smallest mom and pops that make our community so special. So let me start by telling y'all a story. This story began in 1918. Ellie Schwartz and Son has been gathering family and friends at their annual eggnog party. An immigrant Hungarian metalworker started a company in Macon, Georgia today that is one of the largest and most respected commercial and industrial roofing and sheet metal contractors in the country. Today, Ellie Schwartz and Sons, which now includes 5 generations, being a grandfather, a son, and now a grandson, hosts an annual eggnog party that includes the age-old tradition of mixing the eggnog the night before and likely tasting it. And it's rumored to be created with drill bits, heavy machinery, and the finest 190 proof grain alcohol. Believe it or not, that eggnog is good and surprisingly goes down rather easy. Maybe a little too easy. Take my advice. Don't ever, if you get your hands on this Macon mix, don't drink more than 2 cups. Trust me, I may or may not know from previous experience. And don't forget to eat something. But the truth is, we don't go there for the high octane eggnog. We go there for connection. There in our industrial area of town, in essentially a metal warehouse of this successful family business, no frills, concrete floors, a few bowls of nuts here and there, and ladles upon ladles of real deal eggnog. When you walk into this warehouse, often on a cold December Saturday morning here in Georgia, you immediately sense 2 things. First, an audible buzz coming from the echoing of this warehouse building. And then the second thing is warmth. Both of these senses, audible and feeling, are coming from the connection this annual party provides. This annual eggnog party still happens without fail since 1918, even during COVID, when they did a drive-up version, and is the premier networking event of the year, even though it's the connection that counts. And did I mention that the family who owns this business and puts on this annual party is Jewish? As president and CEO of the Greater Macon Chamber of Commerce, it's my role to advocate for the economic vitality of the region you find yourself in. It is my job to build relationships that lead to local business success. And it's my role to represent and relay the story of Macon, my hometown where I was born 47 years ago. You are here in Macon after our 200th year as a place on the world's map. Last year was our bicentennial year, which means everything we do in these subsequent years is making or marking off history. And of those 200 years, the Chamber has existed for nearly 140 of them, which means I lead an organization deeply invested in our community. It is here today, though, in this room and in this space and at this university, that the world becomes closer. For those of you who have traveled here from another country, like your very own Dr. Christopher Blake, just by being where you are right now, you have made Macon a global community, an epicenter of our own accord that brings together different nations, languages, cultures, and creeds. And whether you've traveled near or far from other states, from other cities, from another continent, or from this very county, to other places in your personal journeys that are just as epic, no matter what matters most is that you are here now. Every one of you showed up. No matter where you come from, it's now about where you go from here. So thank you for not just choosing Middle Georgia State University, but for choosing Macon. It's right here, right now, that nowhere else has what we do right now. People from all walks of life, near and far corners of the world, different places, spaces, and faces, together now in the heart of our state of Georgia, poised to leave it better than you found it, whether it be this college, our community, or this very planet. So I'm here to welcome you to your next chapter, hopefully here in Macon, to thank you for choosing Macon, and to tell you that I want more from you, and I want more for our Macon. I want you to connect here. I am hoping that what I say here will connect us as individual human beings today in order to make us better as a collective community. You're not just here to accept this degree and build a resume, you're here to be part of our story. And in order to connect, you must embrace this new chapter. And each one of you are the author of the next chapter of your powerful and purposeful story. Maybe that story is full of characters. Maybe you've already had conflict, resolution, and the plot twists and turns that movies are made of. Maybe your story so far is still in its introduction. But whatever your story is, it's being written in real time, right up to this point. So let me just tell you a couple more stories from Macon. Richard Wayne Penniman was born to a family of 12 with one leg longer than the other. Some called him a sissy. He would tell him to shut up. And after his daddy kicked him out of the house many times for putting on makeup and other sissy-like behaviors, he would retreat to Miss Ann's nightclub in Macon called the TikTok Lounge. Note, this is pre-TikTok. And in between washing dishes for Miss Ann, he would take the stage of that nightclub in downtown Macon and pound the piano and sing his songs loud, proud, and full of life. Ultimately, he would build the relationships needed to record what would become an instant hit. With words like, a wop babaloo bop, a wop bam boom, anything is possible with a song like Tutti Frutti. And from there, Richard Wayne Penniman put Macon on the map as the legendary Little Richard. By the way, last week, it would have been his 91st birthday. Right behind Little Richard, there would be another artist named Otis Redding, whose hit, Sitting on the Dock of the Bay, remains a global hit today. Yesterday was the anniversary of his untimely passing at the age of 26 from a plane crash. Weeks after that, his biggest single would be released posthumously, Dock of the Bay, which is a hit so big that it'll be on all of our playlists and part of our love stories from forever. Next year, his family and the Otis Redding Foundation will open the Center for Performing Arts in the middle of downtown Macon on Cotton Avenue, a vision he had when he walked that very street. Following Otis, a record label will be birthed in Macon called Capricorn Records. Its hallmark was Southern rock, a new genre for its time. This was the 1970s. Jimmy Carter, a Georgia peanut farmer, was taking office as president of the United States. And in 1977, here at one of our Macon hospitals, I would enter this world. There was a hit song produced by the Allman Brothers right here in Macon called Jessica, and I was named after that song. My uncle and my father, two college kids, were two of the people responsible for Macon's sonic boom as a music city. Through their relationships, their careers that began with Otis Redding, now they were in the business of Southern rock and roll, with my uncle managing the Allman Brothers and my dad managing this little-known band called Lynyrd Skynyrd. So here I come, born and raised under the stars of this musical legacy right here in Macon, Georgia. And so my story begins. It was a slow start and a classic tale. Growing up here in Macon, I felt pretty different than many of my peers. Anyone here ever felt like they didn't quite belong? You don't have to raise your hand, but I know we're out there. While other families seem normal, my first memory is being backstage at a concert when the Hells Angels motorcycle gang broke in and beat up the security officers. My family's livelihood in the music industry was different. My dad didn't look like other dads. His long hair and braided headband was no match for those button-up and clean-shaven fathers I compared him to. And in 1996, I couldn't wait to get out of my hometown and move to the state's capital of Atlanta, Georgia, to attend Georgia State University. I thought it was bright light, big city, and indeed, that is where my next chapter began. And it's without regret that I can testify that college is where I began to really connect. For me, it was the opportunity to be in a new environment, to learn from my actual interests, and to have my soul fed with possibility. College is the place where many of us come out of that angsty shell. And after a fast 4 years, I graduated with that journalism degree right during the dawn of the internet, and it was time to find a full-time job. To show you how old I was pursuing the classified ads in our local newspaper when I saw my first job. Sure enough, it was written in the stars for me: journalism degree, knowledge of music history, strength in writing, public speaking, and organizing, public relations, and special events. Problem was, I didn't want to come home to Macon. I was thriving in Atlanta. Still, I knew I could only thrive so long before I started having to pay rent and other living expenses on my own. This job could be my start to building a big city life, but I would need to work backwards. So I returned to home, a little sad about it, and I went to work. But here's the thing. You can only be sad for so long, and then you can get really depressed, or you can decide you want to do something about it. And thankfully, that's where my mind was made. I remember having that aha moment one morning as I opened the door to my office and hearing that inner voice suddenly say, "You can make Macon what you want it to be." And that's where my next chapter began. Little did I know that as I opened the door to my office, I was tapping into that thing called talent. I suddenly realized I am right where I need to be, and now it's time to make the most of it. Today, you could say I'm in the same business as my family who worked in the music industry. I'm in the business of talent attraction and retention. I'm the agent for nearly 800 businesses who, in my mind, are rock stars and who are part of the Chamber of Commerce. And part of my job is making sure we have created a place and a community in which our best and our brightest talents want to choose Macon and call it home. How we make the most of it doesn't come down, though, to selfies, clicks, or likes. It is indeed about connection, but not the kind you find online. You are here as part of a cherished and deeply respected university, something that few understand just how incredible it is until you stand where you are today. And in order to get it, you've got to experience it IRL, in real life. And I want you to find your thrive by making those connections in Macon. In order to have a good story, one worth reading or writing or telling years from now or just next month, there has to be those characters, the people who are part of your story and make it worth the pages to turn. That's networking. But even better, that's real connection. Macon is a melting pot. Finding your thrive is finding your people, but that doesn't mean those people have to look like, act like, or sound like you. Back in my college days, we would sit in these large lecture halls where the professor loved weeding us out by saying, "Look to your left and look to your right. One of you won't be here by the end of the semester." Well, today, let's change that narrative. And I ask you, soon-to-be graduates, look to your left and look to your right, because y'all made it. Each of you could be looking at a new best friend, a lifelong relationship, the person you will call on later to make connections that help you land that dream job. And I want you to turn to that left or that right person, look them in the eye, and you don't have to do it now, but introduce yourself. You could even, at the end of the row, go to the next person behind you. And I want you to use the greatest getting to know you line, free advice today. I want you to say, "Hi, my name is Jessica. It's great to finally meet you." But to find your connection, I want you to reach further. I invite you to find your connection in Macon. This means going beyond campus, getting to know your community, and building relationships. Relationships are your real resume. Trust me as I say, you can make anything out of Macon. You can make it awesome. You can make it a terrible experience. But if you make relationships here, you have found that connection. I once worked on a project where we were recruiting a really cool person to live in Macon. He had job offers from New York City and Austin, Texas. We couldn't bring the money or the clout to the table. But we had something else that those cities didn't. The late Josh Rogers, president of Newtown Macon, turned to this guy while we were trying to recruit him and said, New York and Austin are great, but it's here in Macon that you're going to make a difference. And right then and there, we sold it. Back when I heard that inner voice and found that resolution that I was going to have to write my story in Macon, it was not about location, 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 but the people who began my connection to community and the connections I needed to find that connection. So get out there, say yes, try new things, be open-minded, accept differences, and connect with this town. We notice for nearly 200 years, you have already been a part of this community. We want you here. And we want you to connect. You've chosen Macon. Now Macon has chosen you. We've chosen you to experience all that our community has to offer. The place that the New York Times listed as one of the 50 places to visit in 2023. You're already here. Experience that thriving downtown. We have shops, we have restaurants, we have bars, we have bagels. Float our river or tube or kayak. Walk our trails, whether along the river at Mulgee Mounds, which is slated to become America's next national park. Volunteer at a local organization, from human services to animal rescue. We need you. Find an internship in our business community. Explore, seek, and discover more about Macon. Notice those flags at City Hall. We now fly the Muskogee Creek Nation's flag in honor of our original residents. We have sights and sounds that mark our amazing music history, from Little Richard to Otis Redding to Capricorn and more, and we have a new music scene too. Look out and participate in those community events. Don't let anyone tell you there's nothing to do here. That just means that they're doing nothing. Find community organizations like the Macon Chamber and others who can point you in the right direction. We've got programs called Macon Area Connections, or MAC, and we have created these programs with people like you in mind. I'm in this business of building relationships because of the relationships formed here in Macon. Don't sit back and expect it to come to you. Embrace this place. You've been given this global community where the world has come to one place. On behalf of the place that I love, Macon, Georgia, and the people who came before me, the ones who are here now or were there for me then, thank you. Thank you for making today about your story in Macon. Thank you for joining my story today as you begin your next chapter. Thank you for choosing us, Middle Georgia State, Macon, me, the person to your left, the person to your right is part of your story. So now let's make the most of it. Make the most of that degree and make the most of Macon. More than anything, make the most of finding your connection. It's time to make your mark, tell your story, build those relationships and that real resume. So as president of your local Chamber of Commerce, I am so honored to tell you that we're so glad you're here. I look forward to sharing your story. Thank y'all.
Nancy White, Vice President of University Advancement and Executive Director of the Middle Georgia State University Foundation, will now present you, Jessica, with a small token of our appreciation. In gratitude for your time and thoughtful words for us today, an honorarium has been given to the Middle Georgia State University Foundation in your name. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica and Nancy. Well, graduates, you've got a charge now. Connections. I like it. That was well done. Thank you, Jessica. Anybody ready to walk across the stage? Did you guys? You still want to do that today? Okay. I guess I'll keep going on this thing then. On behalf of the Middle Georgia State University faculty, it is my honor to congratulate the fall 2024 graduates on this special occasion. Commencement is a time of recognition of your academic accomplishments, so we join your family and friends in celebrating your success. And at this point, we have logistics. As we call the names for the degree candidates, graduate students will be called first within each school. They all have hoods that'll be placed on. When you're coming across the stage, you'll hand your name card to Dr. Brannon. She'll call your name. There'll be a dean standing up here. There's a little yellow box. You stand in that, hand your hood to the dean, turn and face your family and friends. They'll put the hood over your hand, shake a hand, and then come over here. And this is the important part. You got to stop for the president and take a picture. He will track you down if you try and run past him. They will also hand you a degree. Take it with you. A couple of people this morning wanted to give it back. He's got degrees. He doesn't need any more. Just take it with you. So you get your degree, get your picture. Everybody good? All right. These actions symbolize the passing of knowledge from the academic community to the graduate and signify the graduate's inclusion into that academic community. And now, assisting with the presentation of degree candidates are President Blake, the academic deans, our registrar, Miss Angie O'Neill, and our commencement caller, Dr. Jennifer Brannon.
Good afternoon. I'm Jennifer Brannon, Vice President for Student Affairs. It is my pleasure to call forth each of the graduates participating in today's ceremony. Candidates for the graduate degrees in the School of Computing, please come forward by row to receive congratulations from Dean Kuhang, Dean Clayton, Provost Jenks, and President Blake. Oops. Michael Anthony Beichun, Information Technology. Tarika Chantil Brooks, Information Technology. William Ernest Browning, Information Technology. Kimberly Dawn Clark, Information Technology. Melzi Eugenia Darasaw, Information Technology. Sharava Das, Information Technology. Esther Fadei, Information Technology. Brandon Robert Fleet, Information Technology. Keisha Nicole Glass, Information Technology. George McGoy Gordon, Information Technology. Elijah Jones, Information Technology. Timothy Jordan, Information Technology. John Michael Joyce, Information Technology. Dmitry Charchektinov, Information Technology. Yamina Muhammad, Information Technology. Brianna Reed, Information Technology. Lauren Griffin Richmond, Information Technology. Taylor Shields, Information Technology. Alikia Talakote, Information Technology. Praneeth Tangalapalli, Information Technology. John Garrett Thompson, Information Technology. Elena Banks Marsh, Information Technology. Next up, the candidates for undergraduate degrees in the School of Computing will receive congratulations from Dean Kuhang, Provost Jenks, and President Blake. Adeberno Richard Adetonebo, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Information Technology. Jonathan Levon Allen, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Information Technology. Oluwatobi Babatola, Information Technology. Christopher Beard, Information Technology. Holly Elise Britt, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Information Technology. Kyle Deshawn Bice, Information Technology. Talia Greenlee, Information Technology. Brandon Hammonds, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar, Information Technology. Natalie Nicole Hauser, Information Technology. Caleb Christopher Johnson, President's List Scholar, Information Technology. Cameron J. Jones, Information Technology. Javante S. Jordan, Information Technology. Rebecca Kenny, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar, Information Technology. Cameron Michael Lee, Information Technology. Dalton Tyler Leslie, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Information Technology. Sajit Ling, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar, Information Technology. Adam Vincent Luna, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Information Technology. Bryson D. Massey, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar, Information Technology. Krishna Sanjay Kumar Minstry, Information Technology. Dewey Wynn, Information Technology. Jeffrey Nolette, Information Technology. Tivo Ordonzi, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar, Information Technology. Oluwafemi Johnson Oyediji, Information Technology. Ronka K. Patel, Information Technology. Subhash K. Saw, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Information Technology. Jordan Terrell Singleton, Information Technology. Malcolm E. Stevens, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar, Information Technology. Robert Strickland, Information Technology. Kai D. Trong, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Information Technology. Stephen Tynes, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar, Information Technology. Miguel Vieira Hernandez, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar, Information Technology. Sean Anthony Ward, Information Technology. Rashid Levine Watson, Information Technology. Nakezia Whitehead, Information Technology. Yuji Zhou, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Information Technology. Elijah Thomas Joel, Bachelor of Science, Mathematics. Ooh, we started. Caroline Williams, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Mathematics. Malia Danielle Tuck, Financial Technology. Next, the candidates for undergraduate degrees in the School of Education and Behavioral Sciences will receive congratulations from Dean Beek, Provost Jenks, and President Blake. Alexander M. Arrington, Criminal Justice. Adriana Shanice Blackshear, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Criminal Justice. Tiana Blue, Criminal Justice. Atlantis Charleston, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Criminal Justice. Allison R. Jones, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Criminal Justice. Kajan A. Amani, Knight, Criminal Justice. Is Raquel? I forgot now. Raquel? Summer Raquel Lawrence, Criminal Justice. Eltunisia Dekis Lockett, Criminal Justice. Julia Grace Metzger, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Criminal Justice. Miracle T. Nelson, Criminal Justice. Jalea Shanice Potter, Criminal Justice. Artavius D. Purvis Jr., Criminal Justice. Is it Cherry? Sherry. Shakira Cherie Torres, Criminal Justice. Adrielle Tatiana Williams, Criminal Justice. Brittany Nicole Allen, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Psychology. Kiesa Adams Bodiford, Psychology. Jemiah Naomi Brinson, Psychology. Stephanie Miranda Carlson, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Psychology. Terica Renee Childress, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Psychology. Toretta Clemens, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Psychology. Michaela Ann Collier, Psychology. Keith M. Equessa, Psychology. Victoria Evans, President's List Scholar, Psychology. Deja Chanel Furlow, Psychology. Melanie Gadsden, Psychology. Kachina Janae Johnson, Psychology. Stephen Tyler Lewis, Dean's List Scholar, Psychology. Stephanie Lopez, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar, Psychology. Patricia Wynette McDowell Ashman, Psychology. Lauren M. Morgan, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar, Psychology. Kaylin Elise Morrow, Psychology.
Alonzo, the last one, Moser.
Crystal L. Moser Alonzo, Psychology.
LaCondra Nesbitt.
LaCondra Uzel Nesbitt, Psychology. Adrian Parker, Psychology. Monique Parrish Tahir, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Psychology. So Christine Peterson, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar, Psychology. Shelana Marvelier Phillips, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar, Psychology. Grace Elizabeth Slane, Psychology. Cora E. Williams, Psychology. Destiny S. Williams, Psychology. Nia Nicole Wilson, Psychology. Shelby Ann Wright, Psychology. Asia D. Hope, Criminal Justice. Naquasia Watts, Criminal Justice.
President Blake, on behalf of the faculty, I proudly present these candidates who have now satisfied all requirements for graduation and ask that you confer upon them their respective degrees.
Thank you, Provost Jenks. So in these next few words, we symbolize your transition in life. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree or certificate you have so diligently pursued with all the rights and the responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Congratulations, class of 2024. Graduates, as you transition, we now have a little ritual that at Middle Georgia we do to symbolize that tradition. And the alumni are going to help us out. As you know, you are wearing a hat and it has a thing called a tassel on it. And when you become a graduate, the tassel goes on the left. This one is already tied down. I can't move it. Would you welcome back these alumni who are joining us today to help you. Welcome back, alumni. And graduates, I hope one day you will be in this group. What we're going to do is have all of the graduates to stand, please. Would you stand? And then if your tassel, move it back to the right, please. Move it over to the right. I'm going to count down and ask the alumni to turn the tassel on the person in front of them. Then the first row, you turn around and do that to the second to the third. You are bright people with a degree. You'll figure this out. 3, 2, 1, start. Let us welcome into the alumni class now of 2024 our new and latest graduates. Congratulations again. Please be seated. Please be seated. As the president of the university, I get the pleasure of the last final lecture during your studies. This one's very brief. Our faculty and our staff have sought the very best in you, and those in this room have supported and encouraged you along your journey. You will now always be Middle Georgia alumni, and that's a special and an enduring relationship. We take pride in your success. We hope we have earned your pride in this university. I have one request. Would you please share your knowledge and your wisdom with your loved ones, your families, your communities, your places of work. As educated individuals, it is our responsibility to develop our lives the best we can, but also to make sure that we offer them for the betterment of others. You heard that so eloquently in our speech. Your degrees are granted for you, but also for you to empower the common good. Throughout this ceremony, we have been talking, about transitions, yours and ours. Now that you join a family of now more than 43,000 alumni. To celebrate that transition, and when we became a state university, we had an alma mater that now I would ask you to direct your attention to the screens, where you will enjoy a short performance of our alma mater, and the words are on the back of the brochure by the MGA Chamber Singers under the direction of Dr. Rebecca Lanning.
Through the rolling hills of Georgia, in the heart of the great Peach State, we build our future shaping lives. The quest is ours to take, with boundless possibilities and the lessons of the past. We sons and daughters of MGA, our friendships ever last. We knights of truth and honor, with knowledge as our sword, we raise our voices loud and clear, our hearts at MGA.
I extend, on behalf of the university, our very best wishes as you prepare to enter the next phase of your life. We're grateful that you chose Middle Georgia State. There are so many wonderful institutions, and yet you chose us. And we hope that you will be goodwill ambassadors for this fine university in the rest of your lives and your careers. Now, momentarily, I'm going to ask everyone to rise for the recessional. Family and friends, if you would be so gracious as to then remain in your place as we help the graduates leave. I would be grateful for that. So, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, friends, I declare that these 2024 commencement exercises are now concluded. Godspeed and go Knights!